Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are having a great day. And I hope you guys have enjoyed part 2 of What If Eren Yeager Was a Ghoul. Okay, so here was, if you guys watched my update video that I did just earlier ago, you guys know that I'm starting one of my new what ifs. Don't worry guys, I promised that I would get part 6 out of What If Naruto Had Divine Divide / What If Naruto Was the White Dragon Emperor. Alright, so, and you're going to get part 6 of that, and of course I am going to crank out Eren Yeager, What If Eren Yeager Was a Ghoul part 3. I just looked at and checked out some of the comments, and the comment for Eren Yeager, because I said in part 2, you know, if Eren should be able to have his Kagane and Kakuja accessible to his Titan form, and I got a comment from Taisha Thompson. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. She said, I'm guessing is a she because the first name is feminine, and you know, if you're a dude, hey, sorry, but if you're, I'm just guessing you're a girl, so you're a girl. I'm sorry. Well, no, never mind. Just completely forget what I said. But Taisha Thompson said that Eren should have access to his Kagane and Kakuja inside of his Titan form, so he will have that. All right, but anyway, that's besides the point. All right, so what? Alright, so today I am starting my new what if of what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Gilgamesh from the Fate Stay series. Alright, so here's part 1 of what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Gilgamesh. Alright, so our story will start off. Gilgamesh has just now passed away, and his spirit is currently traveling to the Naruto universe. He sees a spiky blonde-haired boy named Naruto seeing a nine-tailed fox getting sealed inside of him. He decides to choose that boy because he sees great purity, because Gilgamesh, he has like one of those, you know, he only takes the best of the best. So Gilgamesh chooses Naruto to be his vessel. So Gilgamesh then proceeds to enter Naruto's stomach and into his body. And then, of course, we're going to do it with 5-year time skip. Now, before I get into the rest of the story, I want to just kind of mention some of Gilgamesh's abilities. He has charisma, which basically makes everybody like him. 2, he has golden rule, which basically all the treasures and wealth and riches, everything that has of significant value will find its way to him. Like so he'll be getting rich. I'm just saying, Naruto will be rich in this. So you guys better get ready for that. Naruto, and well, not Naruto, but Gilgamesh, he has super strength, super speed. He can dematerialize into a spirit form, so that way he can kind of just go around undetected. So, and Gilgamesh has access to all of the original prototypes of all the noble phantasms made by humans, gods, and devils and stuff like that. He has access to all of them. He called the wisdom of humanity. So he has the gates of Babylon, which is basically his treasure. These golden portals that you see right behind him. He can launch multiple noble phantasm weapons at his enemies. And Gilgamesh, he is considered the jack of all trades. Him being the first hero and the king of heroes. And he can see multiple outcomes. He can literally see into parallel worlds. he can see through any kind of facade, so any illusions, anything like that, he can see through it. He can also see a true person's name, identity, their real power. He can see all of their abilities, everything. He has access to, like I said, he can see into parallel worlds. He can see different outcomes, and he chooses the best outcome for him in battle or when he's ruling. Anything like that. He has a lot of arrogance, a lot of pride, a lot of cockiness, but he's really wise, smart. He can be kind and generous from time to time, but we rarely see that. But when you have the literal power to destroy the multiverse, I think you have a right. When you're basically to the point to where nobody can literally stop you if you use your powers correctly, nobody's gonna beat you. I'm sorry. All right, so when Gilgamesh awakens within Naruto, Naruto's DNA will change. Since Gilgamesh's DNA is 2/3 god and 1/3 human, Naruto's DNA will change to that of 2/3 god and 1/3 human, making him a demigod. So he'll be 2/3 god and 1/3 human, just like Gilgamesh. And I have an entire list of all of Gilgamesh's abilities. And like I said, there's a lot of them. So, other than that, let's continue. Okay, so 5 years later, Naruto's personality, he's kind of sad, mopey, and he's wondering why nobody really likes him. It seems like even his siblings, yes, Naruto has a brother and a sister, brother obviously being named Mima, and his sister being named Mito. And remember, Naruto's mother is still alive. Minato's dead. Naruto has the good half of Kurama sealed inside of him. But anyway, Kushina, she doesn't really hate Naruto. She just hates the thing that's inside of him. She hates the 9 tails inside of him. She doesn't really hate Naruto. She tries her best to love Naruto, but she kind of fails because, 9 tails. But don't worry. So for right now, Naruto's personality is like that of a crybaby. And I hate crybaby main protagonists. Why they're always crying. That's why I could never really get into My Hero Academia, because the main character is always crying. Like he always has something to get emotional about, and I hate that. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for you, My Hero Academia characters, though, fan lovers. But anyway, that's besides the point. Anyway, back. Alright, so Naruto's crying in his room. Kushina, she comes in and says, what's going on, But she does it like in a motherly tone. She's like, I can't do that voice because, well, one, I'm a male, so my voice can't go that high pitched. So I'm sorry, guys. But she says, "Oh, what's wrong, Naruto?" And Naruto says, "It's nothing." Naruto's just kind of in his feelings right now. He's wondering why everybody hates him, and he wonders why his brother and sister are always picking on him. And Naruto says, Mom, do you love me? Kind of like what every child would say, when they feel like they're not being loved enough, they'll ask their parents, if they love them or not. So, she says, of course I love you. And she cuts herself off. And Naruto says, well, how come you play favorites with Mima and Mito? I haven't really done anything wrong, And Kushina says, well, I'm not trying to if it seems like that. But then, of course, Mima, Mito, and Naruto, they were all born at the same time, except Naruto was 5 minutes earlier. Mima and Mito are twins. They were born at the same time. Mima was a few seconds ahead. No, I'm going to say Mito was a few seconds ahead of Mima. and then Mima came. But they're all 5 years old right now. Naruto, Mima and Mito kind of just pick on Naruto a little bit, but Naruto kind of shrugs it off and kind of just goes back into his feelings. And Kushina said, well, it's time to eat and you need to take a shower because you're going to school tomorrow. And Naruto says, but I don't want to go. And you know how mothers get. They say, well, I don't care what you want. You're going to go whether you like it or not. I don't care if I have to drag you there by your hairs. You're going. You know how they do it, guys. You know how they do it. But anyway, Naruto is just, the next morning, Naruto, he's going towards, he's going towards his school. Kushina, she's walking with him, and Naruto kind of just stops. And Kushina looks back and says, what's wrong, Naruto? And Naruto just says one word. But it's not really a word, it's more of a name. He says, Gilgamesh. Now, here's what I'm going to say, guys. Chakra is kind of like magic. There are two types of energy. There's mana, and then there is chakra. Both can basically play the same role, except mana can be a little bit more advanced. And Naruto has access to both. So, yeah. Alright, anyway. Moving on. And Kushina says, huh? Gilgamesh? Who's that? And Naruto says, I don't know, it just kind of popped in my head. And Naruto says, oh well. And of course, he's still sad, he's still mopey. Anyway, Naruto's just kind of, sticking to himself. And of course, he gets enrolled inside the Ninja Academy to become a ninja. And I'm going to say on the first day, I don't know if you guys ever did this, but every time when it was like the first day of school for us, we never really did any work. It was just basically getting you introduced into your class and, what you're going to be learning over the year and stuff. You guys know, like if that happens at y'all's school when you guys were going to school, or if you already graduated, if that happened when you were going to school, then yeah, that's basically what happened there. So anyway, Naruto was just kind of like, okay. Then, lunchtime comes around. And I'm just going to say they have a cafeteria there, even though we really don't ever see one. So I'm just going to say they do have a cafeteria there. So Naruto's just kind of, just sitting in the cafeteria by himself. And Mima and Mito are making friends with everybody. And then I'm gonna say Naruto has no friends. Okay, Naruto has no friends. And of course, he's just kind of quietly eating his lunch. If you guys ever seen that kid inside of the lunchroom where, they're kind of by themselves. And, they're not talking to anybody, they're not looking at anybody, they're just kind of staring down, and they're just eating their food quietly. If you've ever seen a kid like that, I've only done that once. I only ever done that once, but, hey. It's all good. It's all good, okay? It's all good. But, anyway. Naruto's just that kid. He's always been kind of that. He's always been, the black sheep of the herd. He's always been the odd one out. Nobody's really ever understood him. Nobody's ever really tried to understand him. Well, anyway, I'm going to say there were some bullies, going around, because thinking that they're the best. If you guys are wondering where Sasuke is just kind of, I'm going to say he was kind of hanging out with Shikamaru and Choji. Shikamaru, Neji, Rock Lee, and Choji, they were kind of all just kind of hanging out and doing stuff. Well, anyway, some bullies, no-name bullies, were kind of just, picking on Naruto. And, they throw his food onto the floor. And Naruto says, I was eating that. And then they're saying, well, we don't really care what you think. And I'm going to say their parents told them who Naruto really was, or what he was. They said, so you're the demon that killed everybody. And Naruto just says, I didn't kill anybody. And, and they said, you better quit lying. My parents don't ever lie. You killed people. You killed members of our friends and our families. You killed so-and-so. And basically, like, their voices start getting louder and everybody starts looking to where Naruto is. And Naruto's just kind of, like, just really looking down. And finally, it starts getting to the point where it's starting to get physical, and everybody says, and of course, there's always that group that says, fight, fight, fight. You guys know what I'm talking about. If there's ever been a fight at your school, which I have been in plenty of them, because, well, let's just say this, guys. Okay, hold on, guys. I know I'm talking about this right now. Okay, story time right now. Hold on. Pause this what if. Okay. So, here's what happened, okay, guys? I was minding my own business. I was minding my own business. I was actually I was outside. This was in high school. During my junior, or I think it was during my junior year. Not my senior year. Yes, guys, I graduated class of 2019. Shout out. Anyway, this was happening during my junior year. I was outside. We had tables outside and stuff like that. So I was outside, but, really no teachers are outside, so they can't really watch you fight or anything. So I was outside, minding my own business. Well, the school bully, come on, there's always that school bully. Well, the school bully, he thinks it'd be fun to de-pants me. If you guys know what de-pantsing is, basically it's when your pants get pulled down in front of everybody, and of course everybody would get embarrassed because, well, I saw what he was about to do, and he was like, his hands were coming straight for my legs to pull down my pants. So I turned around and I decked him in the face because, well, one, you ain't gonna de-pants me. Two, I don't like being touched. Like, unless I know you and me and you are cool, me and you are friends or family, that's different. But if I don't know you, we're not friends, we're not family, you're getting decked. And of course, me and him got into a fight. I won, obviously, because I don't take no L's. So, actually, yeah, I kind of stomped his head in, and I smashed his face into the wall. And it wasn't just any wall, it was one of those jagged edges brick walls. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it was one of those brick walls. And I slammed his face in there repeatedly, and of course my friends had to pull me off because, they knew I was going to get in trouble if I continued on. Because, there's always that one little student that has to go and tell the teacher what's going on. Of course, my friends, they got me out of there real quick. And let's just say one of my friends was the school's normal troublemaker. So he said, don't worry, I'll take the fall for this. They're just going to let me off with a warning, the same as usual. And of course, he did get let off with a warning. I told him, hey man, I'll pay you back. He says, nah, don't worry about it. That's what friends are for. I was like, oh, okay. So, yeah, that's what happened. But anyway, back to the what if. Yeah, I was a very angry teenager at that point in time. I was very angry. I didn't like people. Like, I had anger issues. Like, I had to go to counseling for it. But anyway, that's besides the point. Back to the what if. Alright, so anyway, Naruto is getting bullied, and of course people are they're starting to, and everybody's saying, fight, fight, fight. And of course, Sasuke's like, because I'm going to say Sasuke doesn't like bullies. He hates bullies. So he tries to go in there and break up the fight. But Neji kind of stops him, says, no, just let whatever happen. Because I'm going to say the Hyuga clan also said, don't help that kid out. Don't help Naruto out because he's the demon fox and whatever. And of course, they're beating on him, and some of the teachers, they see it, but, they're not really doing anything because they're thinking in their head, he's getting what he deserves. And Naruto's getting... Then, of course, Iruka comes in. At first, he's thinking of, he's just going to let it slide. But then that good part of him, his human side says, nah, this ain't right by any standards, of course. So he breaks up the fight. Naruto's a little bit bruised up, bloodied a little bit. His nose is bleeding. That's about it. His nose is bleeding. That's it. He just has a lot of bruises everywhere. And of course, Iruka goes and takes him to see the nurse and la-di-da-di-da. And of course, the bullies, how bullies always say, I'll see you after school. We're gonna catch you outside. How about that? I'm playing, guys. But anyway, Naruto's just, again, he's in his feelings. So he's thinking, why does everybody hate him? Why is it always me? Why is it always me? He's like, why is it always me? Why is it me? Why am I the only one who always gets singled out of everything? Now, of course, Naruto, he's going home. School's over. He's walking home with Mima and Mito, and Mima and Mito says, so, what happened? So who started the fight? And Naruto said the bullies did. And Mima said, well, did you at least fight back? Naruto says no, because then that would have just made more trouble. And Mima says, man, you're supposed to be the older brother, but man, you're so lame. How that little brother, when you have younger siblings, they look up to you, but they also are but they're also your worst critics. They will criticize you on every, if you do something bad, that little sibling mentality, that little sibling that likes to start trouble. We all know that little sibling mentality. Or if you are that little sibling, then I'm sorry, but stop it. It's not fun. But anyway, Naruto, and of course Mito tells Mima to kind of cut it out. Even though Mito, she doesn't really bully Naruto. She just teases him a little bit, but she still got her brother back because that's her brother, and she was about to step in until Iruka came in because she that was just she cared about her big brother. Anyway, Naruto's just kind of just they get home, and of course, Kushina, she's worried, as any mother would. She says, Naruto, what happened? Why are you bruised up? And she sees, tissue shoved up to Naruto's nose, to stop the bleeding. Anyway, she says, what happened? And Naruto said it was just a couple of bullies who are just getting a little bit rough. And of course, Mama Bear, when how moms get just like, oh heck no, ain't nobody gonna touch my baby. You know how that is. But anyway, Naruto just says, Mom, don't even worry about it. It's already been taken care of. And of course, Naruto just goes to his room, and of course, then again, he's in his feelings again, and he starts crying again, repeatedly. Till basically Naruto cries himself to sleep. Kushina, she's about to go in there to wake Naruto up, but she just sees the tears rolling down his face, and she decides to let him just kind of be alone, pull himself together, Anyway, Naruto has a dream. Not really a dream. More, he enters his mental he enters into his mindscape, and he sees a golden. He just basically sees a golden castle. He wakes up inside of a golden castle, and he just sees this man. He just sees Gilgamesh sitting on his throne. He says, "So, you finally come to see me." And Naruto says, "Huh? Who are you?" No, and Gilgamesh says, "You are my reincarnation." And Naruto says, "Oh, okay." And then Gilgamesh says, "Do you want an escape? Do you want power?" And then, of course, Naruto says, "Yeah, I want power, but I don't know really how to get it." Gilgamesh says, Don't worry about that part. Leave that part to me." Gilgamesh says, "It's okay now. You don't have to be hurt anymore. It's time for you to go to sleep." And of course, Naruto, his body inside of his mental landscape starts fading away. And of course, this starts causing changes to Naruto's real body. He starts getting ripped. You see the tattoos on Gilgamesh's body that you see right here starting to appear. And his hair actually starts becoming more like Gilgamesh, is what you see right here. His eyes actually turn from blue to blood crimson red. So yeah. And like I said, he's ripped. Oh yeah, and the whiskers on his face, those are completely gone now. And Naruto's personality just changes from his mopey, gloomy, always crying crybaby personality. That personality is completely destroyed. Matter of fact, Naruto, like I want to say, him and Gilgamesh kind of takes over. That's what I'm gonna say. Gilgamesh takes over. Naruto sees what's happening, but he doesn't want to, do anything about it. He just kind of wants to let, Gilgamesh still lets Naruto be. He just basically takes Gilgamesh's personality, okay? He has all of Gilgamesh's memories, thoughts. He even talks like Gilgamesh. He talks like he knows that he's better than everybody else, because he is better than everybody else. I mean, when you can literally destroy the multiverse with a single slash of your sword, I think you have the right to call yourself the best. So yeah. Anyway, Naruto is just kind of, he wakes up with Gilgamesh's personality, his smile, and with his cockiness, his arrogance. But he's more prideful. And he has more of an intimidating aura. He's not, he can't be intimidated by him. He thinks he looks down upon everybody, and I do mean everybody. He looks down on his mother, his sister, his brother, the bullies, teachers. He looks down on all human beings because he knows that he's better than them. So anyway, he's more prideful. He's more cocky. Wouldn't really say arrogant. Well, even though he does have arrogance, but he's prideful, cocky. He's very intimidating. And now all of Gilgamesh's powers and abilities have awoken. So now he has charisma and all that stuff. And and he talks like Gilgamesh. He even has Gilgamesh's voice into everything. So he's he's prideful, but he's smart, he's cocky, intelligent, intimidating, everything. He's done a complete 360 from, and when somebody tries to challenge him, he doesn't back down. Matter of fact, he actually goes out making challenges, and if someone did him dirty, he's going to destroy them. He's just gonna do, you guys know how Archer Gilgamesh is. The Gilgamesh that you see right here, yeah, he's like that. He's intimidating, and he has that, and he carries himself up because he is a king. So anyway, Naruto, or I should say Gilgamesh, wakes up. He says, "Well, I'm glad the boy finally let me in and take over." So of course, Naruto gets up. I mean, not Naruto, but alright guys, if I referred Naruto or Gilgamesh, just know that I'm talking about the same person, okay? So anyway, Gilgamesh, he gets up, and of course he opens up the door. He takes a bath, and he's starting to look through his clothes. He's like, oh no, this. And you guys know how Gilgamesh talks. Like, he's a. Because, you know, he only wants the best of the best, the finest of the finest. And Gilgamesh says, I'm sorry, but this will not do. So he gets. I want to say he gets what Gilgamesh is wearing right here, but in a more smaller version. He even has boots on. Like, he doesn't even wear the sandals because he doesn't believe nobody's worthy to look. And he always has his hands inside of his pockets because he doesn't take anybody seriously. Because until they either prove their worth and their power, either that or they can prove to be entertainment, he won't go. Like, he will try when somebody threatens him, or, you know, they're trying to hurt him or kill him or something like that. He will put in an effort into it, and he can see the outcome of a battle before it even begins. So Gilgamesh is not going to be like too arrogant. He's actually going to be, because when he's actually put inside of a battle situation, matter of fact, when he's put, regardless if it's serious or not serious, when someone's challenged him or fighting, he can see the outcome of every single, like, he can see into multiple different parallel worlds, and he can see the outcome of every single fight or situation or anything like that, which makes him like the wisest person on earth. So anyway, of course, Naruto, Gilgamesh comes out, and he's just kind of, and he grabs his backpack. He says, well, time to go find those mongrels who did that to me. And yes, remember, this is Gilgamesh. He calls everybody mongrels. He's like, it's time for those mongrels to die. Like, you guys know how Gilgamesh talks if you've seen him. He's like, he calls everybody mongrels. He says, you mongrels need to learn your place. Now, remember, Gilgamesh, Kushina says, hey, Naruto, where you go? And of course, she's like, you know, she's looking at, you know, the new and improved Naruto. But it's actually Gilgamesh. He says, oh, mother. So, and remember, Gilgamesh can see through lies, deception, everything. He can see through everything. He can see through everybody and everything. He says, so, when were you going to tell me about the Nine Tails, and why were you always playing favorites with, and of course, before she can even respond, he says, don't even answer that, because I already know what you're going to say, and it's not going to work. And of course, you know, Kushina says, you need to tone down your attitude, and Gilgamesh says, quiet, mongrel. And of course, you know how Kushina gets. She said, who are you calling a mongrel? And she's about to throw, and all she sees is a golden portal come out, and she just sees chains shoot out and restrain her. These are called Enkidu, chains of heaven. And she's like, wait, but how? He says, and then Gilgamesh says, you really need to learn some respect, Mom. You're talking to a god. And yes, he actually refers to himself to as a god or a king. He says, I'm the king. I make the rules. And of course, the chains of heaven dissipates, dematerialize, and goes back into the gate of Babylon. And of course, the golden portals disappear. And she just senses this charisma coming from Naruto, which she doesn't know is Gilgamesh. And it just makes her want to just do what he said. You know, to be quiet, and she actually just wants to kind of rush over there, but she just notices that there's just a big, gigantic personality change occurred within Naruto. And Naruto's just walking out, and Mima, you know, being the little brother he is, because he's the youngest, about to go about to surprise attack who he thinks is Naruto, but Gilgamesh opens another portal, just one portal of the Gate of Babylon, and a halberd. If you don't know what a halberd is, you see that spear right next to Gilgamesh's leg with the axe, but it's also like a spear. Yeah, that comes out, and Gilgamesh just says, "Little brother, you really need to learn your place." He says, "You mongrels really need to learn how to treat a king with respect. People who have power over you with respect." He's like, "You filthy mongrels are not even worth my time." And of course the halberd goes back into the Gate of Babylon, and the Gate of Babylon disappears. And of course, Mema's just kind of like, matter of fact, remember, Gilgamesh is also intimidating. He means what he says. If he says, "I'm going to kill you if you ever try that again," you just feel this intimidating bloodlust. This fear just come over you, knowing that if you try to attack him, you're going to die. So he's backing up. He's like, yeah. And of course, Mito says, "Naruto, you need," and Gilgamesh says, "Shut up." And of course, she shuts up. I mean, because he just talks with authority and command. He talks with authority in his voice. He knows that he's the best. Alright, so anyway, they're going off to school. And of course, Kushina, Mema, and Mito, they're just kind of staring at Naruto from behind, because Naruto's actually just walking around with a cocky little smile on his face. Because he literally just kind of owns the entire world right now. Everything belongs to him, okay? So he's walking with his hands, and I'm going to say people are just kind of staring at Naruto. And Naruto says, "You mongrels need to learn how to..." He says, "You mongrels..." Okay, I'm going to try. "You mongrels really need to learn when to shut up and stop looking at me." And of course, everybody just, kind of surprised because, for one, they've never been called a mongrel before, because he's basically referring to them as nothing but dirty, filthy, mangy dogs. And Naruto walks into and everybody can just feel something's different about Naruto. Everybody's just trying to analyze him, and Gilgamesh says, "Well, you mongrels, stop staring at me." He says, "Well, you filthy little mongrels, stop staring at me before I destroy you all." And of course, he means what he says. So anyway, oh, but you know what? Revenge time. Hold on. Once I get to revenge time, I'm going to end the video right here, guys. So, alright. So the bullies, same from yesterday. Right before lunchtime, they're coming to, bully Naruto again. And of course, Aruka seeing about what's going on. And remember, everybody's kind of, curious about Naruto. And all of a sudden, a bunch of gates of Babylon, golden portals start opening, and everybody's just like, huh? And they just see swords, axes, spears, scythes, everything, blades, hammers, everything. Spears, scythes, sickles. They just see a bunch of weapons coming out, and Gilgamesh says, "Oh, I just hope that you mongrels try to..." He says, "I hope you Gilgamesh..." Alright, so, God, I'm tripping over my words today, guys, I'm sorry. But anyway, Gilgamesh says, "I hope you mongrels attack me, because it gives me a good chance to kill you all." He says, "Y'all are nothing but ants compared to me. A god, a king." He says, "You all..." And he just says this out loud. He says, "Kneel." And of course, charisma and intimidation playing, and they, everybody, just, even Aruka, he just finds himself kneeling. He says, "Wait, why am I kneeling? I'm the teacher." And he looks up at Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh says, "Who gave you permission to look upon me?" And of course, Iroku just puts his head down, and everybody's just like, for some reason, they're intimidating and they're in fear. They're all sweating. They're like saying, "Why am I sweating? I shouldn't be sweating. I mean, this kid's only like 5 years old." All right, but anyway, and of course, the bullies have officially peed their pants and they have passed out. And all the weapons go back into the golden portals. The gate of Babylon closes, and that's where I'm going to leave it off for right now. Well, actually, no. Gilgamesh just says this one. He just says these final words. He says, "Filthy mongrels." And of course, that's when the episode will cut off. And I'm going to leave it right here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys thought of this video. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys like it? Did you love it? Did you like how I told it? Or, would you guys like to see more parts of this? Let me guys know. And, yeah, stay on the lookout for What If Eren Yeager Was a Ghoul Part 3 for today. And keep a lookout of What If Naruto Had Divine Divide Part 6. So, yeah, without further ado, guys, see you guys later. And peace out.